YouTube, what's going on? BD Wolfgang 1980 here, aka Bezell, the man that's seen the place to be in the QCNC. Welcome to your TNA Impact review for October 15th. Good show, guys. Once again, TNA is continuing this trend of giving us good wrestling, good main events, good storyline as well. Well, enough of that talk. Let's get right down to it. I'm chomping to get ready to tell you. I got a bunch of notes here, guys, and hope you enjoy it. Show starts off. Kurt Angle comes out to the ring. He comes out and says, hey, I'm the director of operations here, and there's certain things I'm not going to stand for when I have a number one contenders match or a title match on the line, anything like that. I'm not having any interference. So he invites Lashley to the ring to talk to him. He basically tells Lashley, like, hey, I'm the boss around here. You may be the champion, but still I'm the director of operations. And I gave MVP and Kenny King the night off because I don't want to make sure there are no interruptions tonight when we have this, four-way dance for the number one contendership for the title. Angle asks, why did Lashley say no to Bobby Roode as far as, the rematch when he asked him one-on-one, from the start. He was like, well, he already had a shot. What is this, the village of the poor? I mean, you just don't keep coming up here. You got to work your way up here. So Lashley's like, hey, he had a shot, he lost. That's then up to me. And he gets in Kurt's face and says, would you like a shot? A little bit of posturing there, a little bit of bullying. Well, Kurt Angle fires right back and says, hey, it's not now, not the time now, but don't worry, one day I will fight you. Mark your calendars, guys. Put that one down. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'd like to see the story getting there with the Olympic hero Kurt Angle. Okay, then after the posturing is done, Kurt Angle calls out the 4 competitors that are going to face tonight. They all come out to the ring. Not to the ring. They just came out to the entranceway and they all stood. They're nodding their heads and everything, like, hey, we're coming for you. One of us is going to win this. We're gunning for you, Bobby. Okay, we had our first commercial break. Come back, there was a recap of the Hall of Fame ceremony for Team 3D, which happened at this past weekend's Bound for Glory. I don't know if some of y'all are aware of that, or if you are. That's what they gave us a recap. We got to see a shortened version of the induction speeches. Then we get a backstage Matt Hardy promo. He's wishing his brother Jeff good luck tonight. Hey, Jeff, you've been at the top. You can do it again. Well, guess who interrupts Mr. Matt Hardy? The one and only Magnus. Magnus gets in his face, and to be honest with you, I'm going to stop right here real quick, guys. I like it when Magnus acts like this. I didn't have a problem when Magnus had his run earlier in the year when he was the champion, but he was playing, like the chicken style heel. Well, he's kind of turned that around, especially since Bram has been back. And so he was coming in with a little more cockiness, a little more arrogance, and I enjoyed it. He basically came out and said, I don't think we've probably been properly introduced. I'm Magnus. And he holds out his hand and shakes Matt's hand and says, I beat your brother Jeff for the World Heavyweight title. Just a quick little burn right there. So Matt doesn't stand for that. He says, hey, let's see how good you really are. He said, I'll challenge you to a match right here tonight. So Magnus accepts. So we're going to have an impromptu match later on with Magnus and Matt Hardy. Looking forward to that. I'd like to see that. All righty. We get a backstage promo from Madison Rayne, and she just says, hey, look. And guys, I really liked how she worked this one. She goes, hey, look. This is professional wrestling. That's right. We had a woman say, this is professional wrestling. Toughen up around here. There's no friends around here. Terrence Terrell just had to get over it last week. You'll hear Bezell say this once, you'll hear him say it 1,000 times. When it comes down to world titles, ain't no friends. So she basically said something I've been saying for years. So, hey, hats off, Madison. I loved it. I love the attitude. Still doing a little bit of teasing, if maybe she'll have a heel turn soon. Or at least at a bare minimum, just work a feud with Terrence Terrell. So her exact words were, Terrence Terrell just had to get over it. Nice. Okay, it's knockouts time. Madison Rayne comes to the ring. She does her intro. Looks pretty serious. She looked happy, but then she kind of turned it on a little bit. That bothers me, guys. You gotta work it. You gotta stay in character the whole time. You got a blood feud you're ready to develop here. You don't come out smiling. You come out ready to rock. But she came out, you know, she got in the ring. Then that ominous music of Havoc hits. Havoc comes on out. Early, the match went back and forth. Early, it sure did. I enjoyed that part. Madison was getting in some of her spots. Havoc was doing some, you know, big power moves, chops, you know, punches, knees, kicks. Then after they go back and forth for just a short amount of time, it was only early in the match, Havoc took over. Havoc cut her off, starts to methodically slow things down. You know, backbreaker spots, back over the knee, you know, just slows things down a bit, working that lower back, just like she did at the pay-per-view on Bound for Glory. Actually, I wrote in my notes, she works the back over relentlessly because she really did stay on it. It slowed down the tempo of the match, but, you know, I can appreciate storytelling in the ring. I'm old school, guys. I told you that. Okay, Madison tries to come back after a referee distraction to Havoc. Madison says, hey, this is my shot, my chance. So she comes in, she does a quick little run of offense. I think she did a couple attempted clotheslines. You know, as far as, you know, she wasn't able to knock Havoc off of her feet. She then tries to do a suplex to Havoc. Poor Madison, she was trying, guys, but she couldn't get her up. And to no avail. Havoc cuts her off after that failed attempt. We get a goozle and we get a choke slam. A 1, a 2, a 3. And I noticed that they're calling her choke slam the Harlot Slayer. So remember that, guys. No more chokes. You won't hear me say it again. From here on out, she just did the Harlot Slayer. Okay. So your winner is Havoc and still TNA Knockouts champion. Let's see, from there we have a backstage segment. Kurt Angle and Devon are talking, and they're talking about the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And Kurt Angle says, hey, one Hall of Famer to another. You deserve it. I'm glad you're here. And, you know, you guys earned it. And Devon says, hey, Kurt, thanks a lot. You know, coming from you, that means a lot. And of course, he says his line, oh, my brother, testify. And they shake hands when the segment ends. We got another backstage segment with Eric Young this time. He's cutting a promo in the back, talking, you know, hey, I've been at the top. You know, it took me a long time. I'm not gonna let this one slide, guys. I got to get back in here and take this, you know, take the most of this opportunity. You know, I want to get that gold around my waist again. It was a very short to the point promo. Nothing long or lingering here. Okay, we got a commercial break. Come back. It's time for a match. We hit Magnus. He comes out to the ring. Matt Hardy as well. It starts off back and forth. I wrote down in my notes, nice and clean. And I'm going to tell you why I wrote that down, because Magnus has not always been the best worker. I don't think anybody's going to argue with me on that. But tonight, he really looked pretty clean. I mean, he looked good. I enjoyed the match. They were going back and forth. Matt looked good, too. I will do a little side note. Matt, just wrestle with a shirt, bro. I mean, you know, no one's going to hate on you. Wrestling has evolved. Lots of guys wrestle in shirts. No big deal. Cut off the sleeves. Make it look tough if you want. Come out with a vest. Do something. But anyways, I digress. They go back and forth. The fight works its way outside. Now, this was one heck of a spot. Maybe even the nastiest spot of the whole night. You guys comment down below and tell me what you think or thought of it. But Magnus lifts up Matt into a powerbomb position. He's got him up on the shoulders, but he walks over to the ring post, lets him have it. Boom. Right on the spine. Gets him back up, guys, and literally completely power bombs him onto the ring apron. And I mean, from the shoulder blades up all the way to the top of his head, slammed off the apron. I mean, the referee ran out and checked on him. I mean, you know, you got to break kayfabe on something like that. It was nasty. It was one heck of a spot. I hope Matt's okay, but boy, that was nasty. Magnus was, I wrote my notes, Magnus was working tonight. I really enjoyed the offense. Matt Hardy, you know, after Magnus gets into the ring, and Matt Hardy slowly works his way back in. They do a little more back and forth. Hardy cuts off Magnus. It was time for him to get his round in. We got a nice bulldog off of reversal, nice front face bulldog. Then Matt gives the side effect to Magnus as well. So Hardy got in 2 of his signature moves. Oh, he even breaks out a moonsault, but to no avail, we just get a 2 count. Magnus pushes him off. Now, here's where things got a little funny. The referee got into Magnus's face. I can't remember what Magnus was doing wrong. Maybe he was, you know, the ref was trying to get him to break a 5 count. I can't remember. But Magnus pushes the referee. And at this point, I'm like, what's going on here? Is he trying to get disqualified or even, you know, suspended? suspended. But then the referee, just to let you guys know who it was Stifler. I think his name was Ryan or Brian Stifler. He pushed Magnus right back and got in his face. He's like, hey, man, I'm the referee. You're going to respect me. So then Magnus had to get his attention back to Matt. He climbs the top rope. Climbs the second rope. At this point, Matt has been lying in wait, guys. He climbs the second rope, and I think he was going for an axe handle smash. Gets caught midair, twist of fate. 1, a 2, a 3. Your winner, Matt Hardy. Good match. I wrote good match with exclamation point. Good match, guys. Very entertaining. Magnus looked good. Matt looked good. Good match. There you go. From there, we get a recap of EC3. It's Bound for Glory promo where he said, this Wednesday night, I'm going to show you guys my new help, my new hired hand. He's going to help set things right for this whole Dixie Carter, going through a table. He's going to set things right. Okay, from there, we get, I believe, I can't remember if it was a commercial break or they just immediately cut over. But from there, they bring out the competitors for the intergender tag match. Jesse Goddard, DJ Zima, Ion, and both beautiful people come out, even though Angelina Love was the only competitor. Velvet came out, for most of support, we want to call it. I did enjoy their little intro. The bromance came out. Zima's always doing his little hop. Jesse does the boom, big arm pose. And then the beautiful people did their little thing in front. And then they all came out together. It was a cool intro, very entertaining. They get to the ring. They all pose together. And let's see. Then from there, the menagerie music kicks on. We get Nux. We get the lovely Rebel. We get crazy behind Steve coming down there on a tricycle. And then we get our competitors in the ring, of course, after they do some posing. Rebel does her split on the ropes. From there, ring the bell. We have our first two competitors in the match. It's the two lovely knockouts. We have Rebel and Angelina Love. Now, here's where things got kind of funny, guys. They're tied up. Angelina backs Rebel into the corner where, DJ Z and Jesse are. DJ Z slaps Rebel on the butt. Now, hold on here now. How did that happen? Where do I sign? I mean, he slaps her on the butt. And she, she's distracted by that. And Angelina Love gets the better of her. Now, from there, from there, as her and Angelina Love are tied up and moving back and forth to the ring, Nux reaches out and tags Rebel because, it's an intergender match. So as soon as that happens, another male has to come in. So at this point, the big angry Nux was able to get his hands on DJ Z. They're getting a little friendly there with Rebel, and he does some big, strong offense. Very athletic wrestler, too. I didn't know Nux was that athletic, and I've seen his career a long time, even when he was with the other promotion. I remember him, but he did a cartwheel spot it looked very nice, and it was very quick. He's an athletic big man. I haven't seen a big man do that since the late, great Bam Bam Bigelow. He comes in, like I was saying earlier, he comes in, puts the boots to DJ Z, big boot to the head. He actually bends DJ Z over his knee, gives him a spanking, getting friendly with my woman. This is the price you pay. From there, Jesse gets tagged in. He comes in, he does a couple spots. Crazy Steve gets tagged in as well. Now, Jesse was working on Crazy Steve. He took it to him. He gave him a couple of gorilla press slams, Ultimate Warrior style, just like that, drop him right behind the head. DJ Z gets tagged in. Now, from this point, they completely have Crazy Steve cut off. He's in the opposing corner, so they're just working round table. Couple spots here, tag. Couple spots here, tag. Couple spots here, tag. Poor Crazy Steve is just getting the life beat out of him over in that corner. But he's able to roll out of the way. He's able to finally climb or crawl. Maybe Jesse was, too busy posing or something, but he was able to slide over to the other ropes. He made a tag. Okay, right. Okay, he comes in. The tag is made to Rebel. At that point, Angelina Love has to come in. Angelina Love was running towards Rebel for a clothesline, and she did a split a la R-Truth or trying to think, who else does that? Someone else does that. Forgive me, guys. Comment down below, but someone else does a split, like a dancing split to duck a clothesline. Well, not only did Rebel do the split to duck it, but she slid on the ring. She slid a good 2 or 3 feet. Now, I wonder if that was planned or that was just happenstance. Either way, it looked really cool. Then from there, she got up and did a Harlem sidekick, aka a la, you know, Booker T. And then she did a standing seated drop kick. So 3 nice moves all in quick succession from Rebel. She looked good. And guys, comment down below. And she's a lot taller than I thought before. She's a tall girl. She was taller than a few of the men and Angelina in that match. She's a tall girl. Now from there, somehow we get worked over into the opposing corner. And Mr. Friendly, DJ Zima, can't keep his hands to himself. He slaps her butt again. At this point, Rebel's had enough. So she slaps the taste out of his mouth. Good slap, knocks him off the ring apron. From there, Big Nuts runs around, gives a big time, big boot right to the head of DJ Z. So he was out for a while, just to say the least. Okay, now here's where things get interesting. Here we kind of get things wrapped up. Now, Steve and Jesse. Okay, yes, after DJ Z got knocked off of the ring apron, Crazy Steve, you know, comes in, goes over to Angelina, and she's like, hey, you can't do that to my man and all this kind of stuff. And I can't remember if she either slaps him and he blocks it or she goes for a slap. He grabs her and is getting ready to go in for a kiss. And then Jesse grabs him, but Steve counters. You know, Jesse grabbed him like this and turned him around, and Crazy Steve counters because they're right near the corner. Like I said, he was trying to kiss Angelina. He runs up the turnbuckles and does a beautifully executed tornado DDT. I mean, Crazy Steve, 2 thumbs up. That was a nice tornado DDT, man. And then we get the 1, the 2, and the 3. Your winners, the Menagerie. Good, entertaining, fun match. Just downright fun. I believe I said on my preview yesterday. If you guys haven't watched that, please check it out. But I knew that this match was going to be fun, and it was. Thank you, TNA. I wrote on my notes, super fun match. It was fun. From there, we get Bobby Roode. He's backstage, another backstage segment telling him about tonight. You know, hey, this is it. I'm not going to stop. No one's going to question my passion. He gets interrupted by Austin Aries. Mutual show of respect briefly, but Aries makes it clear and lets it be known. When that bell rings, all bets are off, man. Ain't no friends. As we said earlier in this show, ain't no friends in pro wrestling, not when it comes to no titles. So, and Rude, you know, he agrees. From there, we get EC3 coming out to the ring. He's he's dressed to compete, so we know something's gonna happen. And he stops about halfway down the ramp, turns around, and we see this big imposing figure come out with an EC3 shirt, tattoos, big mountain of a man. Now, for all you guys who may not be familiar with him, maybe you were saying, who is this? I don't like to use names or, like to bring up the other company on TNA shows, but at the end of the day, some of you know this man as Brodus Clay from the WWE. Let's just put it out there because, just like me, when I saw him, I was like, whoa, that's BC. Well, they come out together. EC3 starts to talk, says, hey, I needed someone around here that can get the job done. When my aunt went through that table, my world changed. It's time to, when I'm a Carter, we don't deal with stuff like this. So when the going gets tough, we get some tough men in our corner, okay? It says, and I want you to meet. So we're going to learn the name of the gentleman. He says, this is Tyrus. I'm going to talk about this in a minute. Let me keep going. EC3 then changes direction in the promos, starts to talk about Bully Ray. I was like, okay, this is interesting. You want to mess with Big Bully? He tells him that, hey, when you put my arm through that table, you started something that, you won't be able to finish. I'm going to finish it. He also calls out all of the wrestlers in the back that were out ringside cheering that night when his forearm went through that table. So I enjoyed this. Usual EC3 was on fire with his promos. He's just really good. From here, I guess after someone had heard Bully Ray's name being thrown around, from there we heard the Team 3D music, and Brother D-Von comes out, microphone in hand. He says, hey, you said sitting up here talking about how you've beaten Hall of Famers, you've beaten Sting, you've beaten Kurt Angle, you've even beaten my brother D-Von. Well, guess what? There's one more Hall of Famer you haven't beaten, and that's me. So D-Von comes down to the ring. I'm like, okay, cool. Is EC3 going to fight him? Or is he going to let Tyrus take him? Well, no, EC3 He looked like he was ready to go. And out of nowhere, before Devon could even get in the ring, Bram comes rushing down with a trash can lid and just takes it to poor Devon. I mean, takes it to him, guys. Wears that leg out. So beats the living heck out of him, laughs in his face. I love, by the way, guys, I love Bram. Bram's the man. He brings the intensity. That's a whole other video. I like Bram. He pretty much takes Devon out. So that part of the match never happens. And EC3 and Tyrus look at each other like, okay, a little added bonus. Thank you. And from there, more talking from EC3. Let me change pages here, guys. All right, what's going on here? Am I missing a page? No, I guess not. I don't think I am. Sorry about this, guys. Well, the beautiful and lovely assistant said I just handed me a page. Thank you for her. All right, here we go. EC3 and Tyrus still in the ring. EC3 proclaims because that Devon couldn't continue that he won the match. He then tells Tyrus that, hey, welcome to the fold. I got you a little something too, something to sink your teeth into. I got you a little treat. He tells Tyrus he made him a match with a TNA legend. He scoured the earth. He scoured the oceans. As soon as he said that, we all knew who it was going to be. Your opponent tonight is Shark Boy. They hit the music, no Shark Boy. Music still going, no Shark Boy. So finally, they show the production crew in the back. Where's Shark Boy? Where's Shark Boy? They're checking all the dressing rooms. Shark Boy sprawled out on the couch eating some donuts. Through the mask, might I add, you guys, which is a nice funny touch, but he was eating through the mask. Crumbs everywhere, big fat gut. They're like, Shark Boy, you get out here, there's a match, man. What you doing? So he finally comes on now. He's like, hey, can you help me up? Oh my goodness, it was funny. But he finally comes out. They hit the music again. He finally comes out. Guys, as you can imagine, this was a squash match from start to finish. Shark Boy probably got in 2 punches. From there, it was all Tyrus. Big time forearms, clotheslines. I want to say he did a backsplash. I mean, it was Shark Boy didn't stand a chance, as he shouldn't have. From there, he grabs Shark Boy with a goozle right by the throat. One, boom, choke slam. Seen a lot of choke slams lately here, guys. I mean, can we get some other moves? Is there any other moves a big man can do? But either way, 1, 2, 3, your winner is Tyrus. I'm going to stop here. Let me cover what I liked and what I didn't like about this debut. First of all, to me, they were piggybacking and riding a little bit what he used to do in the other company. Now, TNA has been known for doing that to a fault sometimes, guys. I love TNA, but I can't defend everything. I just can't, and I won't. But to me, the debut was a little flat. I mean, just the fact that he came out to the ring with him, I did not like that. This is a debut. For Tyrus, this is a rebranding. This is a whole new playing field for him. Started off right. Don't make a guy just walk out there like he's just some guy. I mean, he just said, did a lot of talking, did some build up, and say, here's my new main man, my new protection, Tyrus. Give me some different music. Give me some smoke. I mean, something. They didn't do any of that. It just fell over real flat with me. But as I said before, a flat debut does not, make a career. I'm gonna give it a chance, and I've hit the reset button with him. I want to see how TNA uses him, and if they do anything different with him. Now, the back of his singlet, it said on the back Redemption, and in the front, I believe it just said Tyrus, as far as if you're wondering what he had on. He came out with a big gold necklace, gold rope. He had a hat turned around, and he had on, his wrestling boots and everything like that. Like I said, I'm just going to slow down. I'm going to give it a chance. But, I think they dropped the ball on that debut. They should have put a little bit more thought into it. Also, I would have liked to see him, even he could have been dressed, ready to go, like he was. But I would have liked to see him come out maybe a big, long trench coat. I mean, something. I mean, come on, guys. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. You saw the debut. What would you have done differently? But moving on, we get another bounce. where they talk about, you know, the key matches, the Muda match, the Havoc title match against Velvet Sky. They just kind of did a little quick recap. They even talked about that horrible EC3 versus I think the guy's name was Ryoto Hama. Whew! Can't get those 5 minutes of my life back. Now they showed Jeff backstage. You know, he's getting pumped up, telling the creatures, you know, get ready, mount up. We're gonna do this tonight. From there, they cut to Bram being backstage. Look, he was getting ready to leave the arena. So, well, Bram, you know, why? What was that all about? What you got against Devon? Or why? Were you paid by AC? What's going on here? And all he says is to mind your own business. And he keeps on walking. From there, tell you what, there's been a lot of promos tonight, but I will say they kept them short. So for me, it worked. They kept them short. From there, we get a recap of the main event. That awesome main event of last week's show. Guys, if you didn't like that or you can't get into last week's main event, then you're watching wrestling for the wrong reasons. It was off the hook. But we did a recap of that. From there, the Wolves, they cut a, hey, we won. I like to call it a victory promo. They cut a victory promo saying that, you know, they are the best. And they, you know, they showed it, they proved it against 2 tag team legends. Well, it doesn't end there. Apparently there's going to be an 8-team tag tournament starting next week. And the Wolves were aware of this, and they welcome this. They welcome the challenge. You guys fight amongst yourselves, climb up to the top, we'll meet you there, and we'll knock you back down. So the hunt is on, as the Wolves say. Good promo from them. They're not the best promo cutters, but they stay within their limits. They don't try to overdo it. They don't try to scream and shout and go out. They know they keep it within the limits. And that's why I think, you know, it was a good promo. You don't have to be the best talker to cut a good promo, guys. We don't know that about wrestling. Change the video. I mean, it's, you know, you don't have to be the best to get over. Okay. Oh wow, it's down to the main event already. I didn't know we covered that much ground, guys. There we have. Okay. All 4 competitors have their separate intros to come down to the ring. Soon as the bell starts, Aries goes after Jeff. Quick drop kick in the corner. EY and Rude start some nice chain wrestling. It was nice. And the reason why, well, they had the room to chain wrestle was because once Aries attacked Jeff, they rolled outside. So they outside brawling. EY and Rude take over some nice, good old school chain wrestling, exchanging holds. Jeff and Aries are fighting outside. Then Mike Tenay and Taz let us know, which they never said before or last week or the beginning of the show, that this was going to be an elimination match. They're, you know, 1, 2, 3, you're out. You know, or, you know, get a submission, you're out, and it's going to work its way down to 1 man standing. So they dropped that little bit of news on us. Okay. Jeff eases his way back into the ring after getting the better of Aries, and then him and EY start to go at it. Aries works his way back in the ring, cuts him off, climbs to the top rope, but Rude hurries up to the top rope, knocks Aries off. Guys, the action was just relentless in this movie. In this show. It was hard for me to keep up on the note taking. He knocks him off. Now, keep in mind, we have 2 guys outside because it was 2 failed attempts on the top rope. So 2 guys are outside, you know, groggy, getting themselves together. EY does a suicide dive onto Rude. And Hardy jumps off of Aries' back, who Aries was still trying to get to his feet. He jumps on Rude and EY. Aries, not to be outdone, this is the greatest man that ever lived, guys. You know that. He jumps over the top rope on all 3 of the men outside. So once again, killer action, good spots, good chain wrestling so far. You can stop here, and I'm satisfied. We've gotten everything to me that makes a good match, but we're not done. No, sir. Let's see, okay. Now, everyone slowly works their way back in. I also wrote in my notes the quality of work in this match was just ridiculously awesome. I mean, you got guys in here that not only they know what they're doing, they could do this in their sleep. These are pro wrestlers. And that's one of the reasons why I enjoy TNA. I love TNA. I look forward to it every week. Okay. Rude gets a 2 count on EY from a spine buster. You know, at this point, people are trying to get some pins in. You got quite a few 2 counts that happen. Hardy gets a 2 count on Aries. EY DDTs Jeff for a 2 count as well. Once again, we're going rapid count. Boom, move. 2 count. Boom, move, 2 count. Then from there, and this is probably the spot of the match. We got Aries, Rude, EY. They're all up on the top rope trying to. At first it was Rude trying to superplex EY. Aries comes up there and they both want to do a double superplex for EY. And as they're getting them up, Jeff runs up under Rude and Aries, so he's in a power bomb position, and they do the. I'm not sure what you call that because it wasn't a Tower of Doom. With Jeff being down at the bottom like that and the 2 guys on the top, it was different. So I don't know what you call that one. Guys, comment below if you know the name of that spot. But it was awesome. Now bear in mind, Jeff was on the bottom like this. So when all these guys fell, Jeff was fine. From there, we got a nice. I don't want to call it a comedy spot, but it was cool and fun. Jeff tries to pin EY, 2 count. From there, he just literally hops up like Super Mario, jumps on Rude, gets a 2 count. From there, he just hops up, gets on Aries, gets a 2 count. So Jeff literally tried to pin all 3 guys in succession after that spot. That was cool. That was cool. Okay. Okay. From there, EY got pinned first. Excuse me. So he gets up. He misses a moonsault. And then from there, Jeff tries to get, I believe it was Rude or Aries, because one of them was still on the ground. But Jeff misses the swanton. Then from there, you get a Rude bomb and a brain buster at the same time, guys. It was really cool. Now, you can see Aries and Rude look at each other as, I believe Rude had Jeff and and Aries had EY. So Rude's got Jeff like this. Aries has got EY in a position to get ready to get the brain buster. They do it together. They get a pin together. The referee's got both shoulders in sight, so the count was 1, 2, 3 with both hands. I don't think I've ever seen that. If so, I've forgotten. I've watched a lot of wrestling over the years, guys. So forgive me or comment below if you've seen that spot before. But that was funny. So from there, instantly, we've got a one-on-one match. Okay, I even circled off here like it's a separate match. So now we got Rude and Aries, and they start off like as if they just walked into the ring. Good one-on-one exchanges here, guys. It was awesome. Good one-on-one action, chops and punches and kicks, back and forth. The crowd is completely split. They don't know who to cheer for. You got Aries chance, you got Rude chance. You get a Rude bomb attempt on Aries. Aries reverses. Rude puts Aries into a crossface. Aries reverses into a pin. 2 count as well. Aries puts Rude into the front chancery submission like he always does with the bridge. And he's got him pretty good, but you can see the bridge is kind of wavering. And I don't know if they was doing that to sell the fact that he had to, try to slowly work over for a rope break, or it was because after that match, this is at the end of the match, guys. Aries is probably pretty tired, He come in and he gets to a rope break. Aries works over Rude for a little while longer. We get a missile drop kick from the top rope. We get 2 brainbuster attempts. And here's where we get our finish, okay? Like I just said, we had brainbuster attempts. So Rude is still on the, on the lower end of getting beat up here. He's slowly getting up. Aries is over in the corner doing his signature, hands behind the back. He's ready to rush and charge in which he does. But unfortunately, Rude was able to catch him into a fireman carry. Boom, Rude bomb out of nowhere. We get a 1, a 2, and a 3. Rude is their #1 contender. I wrote down on my notes, awesome, guys. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. What else do you need in wrestling? What else do you want? I can go down the line. We have weapons and blood and all that stuff, but what else do you want? 4 guys know what they're doing, deliver a good match, awesome work, good storytelling, and it all adds up to something that means something. We're going to get a world title match out of all this. So it's not just the same mess you see on the other channel every week, the other network every week, the same mess. Guys, I don't want to get off on a tangent here, but I get people to say, Bezell, do you do reviews in the other shows? I tried. I started with the utmost intentions, ready to write down notes and enjoy it and talk to you guys about it. I can't do it. I just can't. It's been killing me. So from right now until further notice, just expect your Impact reviews here. Come to Bezell Speaks, your #1 home for TNA Impact reviews. previews and discussion, please. Until something changes over there, we're not even gonna pass. We're not gonna go there. But to get back onto the match, Aries and Rude show a little bit of respect to each other. Rude is upset. You know, Rude is that. I mean, it's not Rude, but Aries is that. You know, that ultra competitor. He's very disappointed about it, but he gives Rude the respect he deserves. EY and Jeff come back to the ring. They're back out. They come in and, you know, they clap for Rude and say, hey, you go get him. Go get the belt. And we got a good spot here, guys. All four men, they hold each other's hands up. You know, EY points to Rude and, you know, hey. And then Aries slaps him on the back. They walk out and let Rude get his, you know, his victory posing by himself. And, you know, that's how the show ended, guys. Off the hook. I mean, that's how you do it. I've said it once, I'll say it again. That's what I want from a wrestling show. I was looking forward to this. I couldn't wait to do this video for you guys, just to convey, you know, my excitement. That's how you do it. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, I hope you've seen it. And I hope if you haven't seen it, hopefully this review will make you want to see it. So please comment down below. Those of you who saw it, tell me what you thought of it. What was your highlights of it? To me, and unfortunately, I was looking forward to this spot the most. Well, at least up there next to the main event for me. I wanted to see how the debut of Tyrus went down. But unfortunately, I was a little disappointed with that. To me, that was the only low part of the show. So comment down below. What did you like? What didn't you like? You know, I'd like to hear it. Please tell me. But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining Bezell Speaks here, your Impact review. I hope to see you next time. Stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend. Let's grow the channel, you guys. And until next time, can't wait to see you. Y'all have a good day. Be kind to one another, and Bezell out.